Hello, and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is a personalized little monster ornament sculpted out of Premo Sculpey. For the base of the monster, I used Premo Opal. I really like the opal clay because it has some metallic flakes in it, and I thought that would look really good with the Christmas lights. Now, anytime you're making an ornament or necklace and you want to add an eye pin to it, make sure to bend that eye pin so it'll, when you stick it into that clay, it won't slide back out. So basically, I've got it bent, press it in there, and then kind of squeeze that clay together and close off that, entrance spot, and that way it won't pull back out after it's baked. Now that I got the body pretty much how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and sculpt the legs and the arms using the Premo Opal. Once I get those positioned how I want them, I will go ahead and smooth out the sides with the ball tool, and that'll kind of get the pieces to merge together. And I'll do the same thing with the arms once I get those shaped out and cut into the size I want. I decided to have one of the arms resting at the side, and then I brought the other one up forward so it could be holding the blanket. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the ball tool to do some eye sockets so I can place those glass beads in there. Now the glass beads were designed to go for like a necklace or bracelet, so they do have holes on both ends. So I went ahead and made some eyelids to cover up those holes, and I also thought it made the monster look a little more complete. Now I'll go ahead and make the mouth of the monster. So basically I'm just doing a chin and then doing a little indentation and kind of pulling that lip up and then rounding it out and smoothing it in with the ball tool to get it attached to his face. The last thing I wanted to do to the head of the monster was add little pom-poms to those antennae. And to add some texture to those, I went ahead and used a larger ball tool and then went back over it with a smaller ball tool to make it look kind of fluffy. And I was pretty happy with how the results of this turned out. The next thing I need to do is make a blanket for the little monster. So I go ahead and condition my clay. I'm using like a blush color for the blanket. And then I just go ahead and condition it and get it in the basic shape. And then I use a little roller to even it out. And then I go ahead and trim it into the shape I want of kind of a rectangular blanket. You can use a pasta machine for this. But I just found for this small piece that the roller works perfect. Once I had the basic shape of the blanket, I went ahead and kind of squished it towards the top there so I could bring the monster's arm around more and make it look like it's really holding the blanket tight. And then I just went to use the needle tool to kind of adjust some of the folds in the blanket. The last detail I want to do on the monster is give the monster a bunch of little colored spots. I kind of go back and forth whenever I do a monster or creature like this and I'm adding details and then I'm going to add something on top like I did with the blanket. Sometimes I add those details first and that way they look a little more even. But what you end up doing is you cover up a lot of the work you've done. And so for this monster I went ahead and did the blanket first and then tried to, or add the spots to the monster and kind of place them out, the best I could with it and have it still look, natural. At the start of the video, I did say this was a personalized ornament, so now I need to add a name. So this monster is for Maisie, and so I always do the name and then the year. Originally, I was going to bring the blanket around, have it go across the feet and add the name and the year there. But I really didn't feel like I had enough room for that. So I thought it would be okay to have the monster standing on like a little wooden block. And then I'll go ahead and carve Maisie's name into the block. I used some translucent liquid Sculpey to attach the monster to the base. This will make it a little more sturdy. I go ahead and put some pressure in there. I did have some excess come out underneath the foot, so I used a Q-tip to clean that up. And then I just used the needle tool to add a little more detail to that base. Last step is to bake according to package instructions and add a cord so it can be hung on the tree. And here is the finished, personalized Monster Ornament created out of Premo Sculpey. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out next week's video as I'll have another personalized ornament. Thanks for watching, and never stop creating. Bye. You can purchase items with my mascot on it from my TeePublic Store. And you can purchase my one-eyed blobs from my Etsy shop. Links to my TeePublic Store, my Etsy shop, my Facebook page, and my Instagram page are in the description box below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you like this video, please give it a like down below. And if you have ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments down below.